It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, James Kuiper is an individual who is revolutionizing Cape Town's health scene with his restaurant, Sexy Food, which makes food containing bacteria called probiotics. Now, it seeks to aid the digestive system, and James is here to tell us more about his work. James, so good to have you on our Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Okay, so Sexy Food, you deal with probiotics. I first and foremost want to know, what exactly is probiotics and what does it do?
Good question. Let's talk about probiotics, biotics. To start off with, biotics are living organisms that live in a certain area. Our bodies are filled with biotics that live inside us. On top of our skins, we have trillions and billions of bacteria that live and are floating. That's our immune system. In the air, there are trillions of bacteria that are floating around us that fill the spaces in between us. Biotics are something that I like to call bacteria. Bacteria have feelings. They are just like mini versions of you and me. They have a heart that beats. They have, some of them I believe or imagine to have eyes and ears. I give them character, and the giving of bacteria character is meaning that we acknowledge the space in between us. We acknowledge that we are made up of trillions of beaming bacteria that are the life force of inside us.
Wow. That's the first time I actually thought about bacteria as you know, actually having feelings, but that's an interesting way of looking at it. But let's look at the process that you use to make the food, just so that we don't run out of time. You use a process of fermentation, right?
Correct.
What exactly does that entail?
So fermentation is a method that multiplies bacteria around food. So multiplies probiotics in the living foods. So probiotics are the sexy bacteria that we multiply and amplify in foods to get into our guts. And the gut is where all disease begins. And we make foods that have lots of probiotics that go inside our stomachs that get rid of all the toxins and problems that are existing today.
So how do you ferment it, though?
So they're ancient methods that have been existing since the beginning of time. There are methods that we take from different parts of the world. We take the culturing of vegetables, which are done in Germany called sauerkraut, and Poland. In Korea, there's the kimchi. In Russia, there's kefir milk.
Yeah, my roommate loves kefir. She is
It's
the
best. It's the best. And then in Japan, there's the miso, which we make. In Indonesia, there's tempeh. Around the east, there's a great drink called kombucha that we do. And those are just different variations of culturing good bacteria and putting them into food. And getting them straight into your gut and activating your gut feeling.
I love it. I love the fact that we're talking more about gut health and probiotics and all of these things. You recently shared your journey on top billing, which we're going to be able to see tonight. What exactly was that like for you?
Oh, it was a wonderful experience. I got to go back to the farm in Khayelitsha, where most of our produce comes from, and go and spend time with the ladies there that look after the produce, and get in front of a camera and sort of promote all the produce that comes to us, which is sort of just a couple of kilometers down the road, which is awesome. So it's very local. And then we took the produce back to the shop in Bree Street, where we culture the vegetables and made a few meals. And it was awesome to take this very, very extreme and niche sort of field of probiotics and make it more accessible to people so they understand.
Well, I love it. I love that we get to have you on our couch in the morning and we get to see you on our TV screens tonight. James, thank you so much for joining us, and we will continue to watch this journey on Top Billing tonight.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Well, you can catch James Kuiper on Top Billing tonight at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 12:30 p.m. for more on his super healthy food. James will be joining Zola in the kitchen to try out one of his recipes.